I'm live. Let me cut the fan on real quick because it's warm in here. Make sure I've got this right here. Okay. Now I need to actually go to YouTube. So, hello. How are y'all? I'm going to give it a few minutes and let some people show up. Yes, I'm back. So I had some questions. People asked some questions, and I thought I'd answer some of the questions, and some of the other questions I'm actually going to do some videos for. I'll do them like once a week. I've got like 3 videos to do based on questions that I got. So someone asked for my Schminke palette, and I don't know if they're talking about this one or the other one, the bigger one. This one has a mixture of all different kinds of paints in it, most of which are Daniel Smith. There's a few homemade watercolors and a few Schminke watercolors. But some of them, if they've still got the names of them on there, I can tell you what they are. But I will do a video about my watercolors soon. My favorite supplies, what I use the most of. And then I also got somebody who wanted to know how I use my different planners and journals, and I'm going to do a separate video about that because I'm actually going to do the how I plan, and I'm going to show October setup because I've changed some things around. If you're a patron in the $3 tier, then you will know now once you watch my coffee chat that I uploaded earlier today. But I am going to do my October setup over the weekend, and the chatty version will go up on Patreon, and the less chatty version will go up on YouTube. Some people like the super chatty ones. My patrons do, but not all YouTube subscribers do. So I tend to try to keep my videos between like 10 to like 40 minutes. I try not to go over the 40-minute mark unless they're live. So I just want to make sure that you can hear me and that everything is okay. You can hear me, see me, and everything's okay. Okay. I know there's a bit of a lag. One of the other things, somebody wanted me to talk about sketchbook recommendations. I'm actually going to do a separate video about that. I think that was Joanne that asked me about that. And from when I first started to now, some things have changed for me. Basically, learning more and more about supplies, how to use the supplies to the best of my own ability, because what I used to think was not so great, now I realize it was operator error. So I'm going to talk about paper and sketchbooks and notebooks and stuff like that in a video. Like I said, when it comes to sketchbooks, I'm also going to, I think, also talk about some of the things that inspire me. So I'm going to give some shout outs to some of the books and YouTubers and stuff like that that have inspired me and helped me along my my journey learning on my own. So now to some of the questions that I can answer. And if you have questions, now would be a good time to do that. Just put them in caps so I don't miss them. Joanne asked, how do you make room for the Dear Diary type of journaling? Now, I do some of my regular diary kind of journaling on my journal pages. If it's going to be something that goes on social media, like in this, and I don't want it on social media, it goes in a separate journal that I keep just for me. And I don't, that one is mostly just writing. Every now and again I'll add a picture or something, but I normally don't do anything really but writing in that. Some of this journaling I haven't done the writing to. I was in Georgetown with David for work last week. He had to work. So some of this I haven't actually journaled on yet. I'm trying to catch up. And so I'm at this, catching up place. So like some of my journaling goes actually on my pages. But some of the journaling doesn't. Like I said, it goes in a different one. But as far as making time for the different types of journaling, like I make room for it wherever I can fit it. If it's not real personal, it goes on the regular document my day kind of pages. But if it's real personal, it goes in a separate one. Like I said, I just do this throughout the day. So let's go to today's. This is today's. That's got to get glued there. I haven't even checked off things yet. I've been busy today. I had to go to the bank. David just left for work. I've already cooked dinner. I've already been by the store. I've done a lot today. I've got a video up. I filmed it, edited it, and uploaded it because I had filmed it yesterday and then there was absolutely no sound. So I'm going to watercolor that. I'm going to draw our dinner right here, I think. Just different things. So this is yesterday's. And I haven't finished with yesterday's. I'm watching this. I've got to fix because this goes, I think, like this. There's this thing. Anyway, David and I watched the show Emergence. It's a new TV show. And I put that down. That's a quote. What we have for dinner, I need to watercolor that. And then we'll do some more of my journaling. In there. So that's where I'm at with yesterday's page. And I try to, over like a few days time, I'll do little bits and pieces. And then I'll go back in and fill things in. And then one of the other questions is, how do I not overplan my day? Kimberly asked, she wanted to know, if there's a way to do realistic planning so that you get things done, but without overwhelming yourself. And if anybody knows the answer to that, they can let me know. Because to be honest, I've just gotten to a place where I'm kind of getting things organized for what I'm doing. I used to make a long list of every single thing I had to do for the day. Okay. Be careful going home, Heather. So I used to make a long list for every single day. I'd make a long list for the week. I'd make long lists for all kinds of things. When I started changing how I do bullet journaling, that's when things really started to change for me. I've gotten a lot better. But this week when I was in Georgetown, you're not really going to see any to-dos. I had a shit ton of them Monday. This is, this, I had a lot. I don't think I even checked all of these off. I started checking things off and I didn't. These were the balloons. I did a Stephen King theme for September. That was, yeah, so you can see, like, sometimes I have stuff and then, sometimes I don't even remember to check to fill the boxes in or anything. Sometimes I do. Sometimes you can see like, you know, what I found works better for me, like I flip-flop back and forth between this way and the little boxes. What I've started doing for the weekly is kind of putting all the things I need to get done for the week down and then checking them off. And and I'm going to be changing my weekly setup for next week. I've changed it. So, based on how I plan. But you can see, like, I even make a list, a little bullet list for when I'm doing it. If I'm doing a coffee chat and I need to make sure I'm covering things. These are things that inspire me. My field notes, I need to fill this in. But I try to make lists. This did not work for me. This little Dutch door for the week did not work. This I liked. When I did it that for the month, I liked. But I don't really need to separate them, so I've kind of switched things up. Like I said, this worked really well. This little Dutch door. These Dutch, making the Dutch doors with Tomoe River paper, however, though, the paper's so thin, it's not really that secure. Okay, so... I need to just make sure I'm covering everything. So, does anybody have any other questions? I think the best thing with realistic planning and not overwhelming is to pick. I try to pick my top priority things and put them at the top of my list. I start out that day, like that morning or the night before, and I'll list my top. Like a lot of people say your top 3, some people say your top 5. I usually take at least one from each section of my life. So I have like one that's a work thing. What do I need to get done as far as work goes? Now that I'm back into the swing of things, it's especially important that I stay on top of things. So I try to pick one from my home life, one from work life, and then one from personal stuff. And the personal stuff can be family stuff, stuff for self-care, me stuff. It could be stuff for David, it could be whatever. Home sometimes includes stuff for family, David, or my daughter if I have to go run an errand or pick something up. But if it's spending time with someone or something like that, then I try to pick one out of each one of those categories so that I get something done from each thing. And if I get at least one thing done from each one of those categories, then I feel good. You know, if I managed to get some laundry done while I was filming, great. If I managed to cook some dinner while things were uploading, great. I've got to get better about managing my time. So I've started using a timer so that I don't forget to eat, so that I don't forget to take a break, so that I don't forget that I've got stuff in the washer because I didn't hear the noise from it, or the dryer, I didn't hear the noise when the dryer went off. So I'm trying to like incorporate things that will help me help myself. So that to me is the best thing for like, as far as I don't put every single thing on my to-do list anymore. I used to. Some days, if you see like a whole lot of things on my list for that day, like this day, it's because I have things that were migrated. Sometimes they're things I want to get done. What I've noticed though, when I was thinking about this and I started looking, is that I need to start putting down something different to put, like, if it's something I just want to get done, but I don't need to get done, it's not necessarily a task. It's just something I kind of want to get done. So I need to make my use the key a little bit better so that I know, hey, this is not something I have to get done today. It's something I just kind of want to get done if I have time. So this is why I don't have the key, why I don't have anything right here, because there are some things that, I need to figure out like a better key thing. And that's why I don't have the key right here, because there are some things that I need to figure out like a better key thing. And that's why wanted to kind of cover that part because I looked at the questions. I wanted to make sure I hadn't missed any questions from that coffee chat where I did the Q&A. So, I think I covered everything. How do you deal with items that are migrated for a week or more? A lot of people say that if you keep migrating, that writing it down over and over again will make you feel like, hey, like a piece of crap, and you need to go ahead and either do it or let it go. Personally, I was doing that. I would migrate things. After I've migrated it a few times, I either need to go ahead and get it done, or it needs to be taken. I need to look at it and go, okay, am I procrastinating, or have I just been so busy? So I've been really productive. I haven't been. If I haven't been procrastinating, then I need to figure out a good way to work it in. If I am procrastinating, I need to look at why I'm procrastinating. Maybe this is something I really don't want to do. Or maybe it's something that's just not a good time. Maybe I need to wait until it's better timing or whatever. But normally if I'm migrating something over and over again, then there's a reason for it. And it's either a good reason or a bad reason. And so I've started not putting it on my daily, but putting it on the week and putting a little asterisk by it and putting need to get done this week. Kind of thing. That way I know when it's got that asterisk and it's in my to-do list for the week, it doesn't have a day specific thing. If it's not like an appointment or whatever, then, I'm good. If it's not time, if it doesn't have a time specific. But normally if you're putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, then there's a reason. You need to either let it go or just go ahead and get it done. Find a way to figure out a way to get it done. I can't believe. I did have a personal question. Somebody had asked me about my hair. They remarked that I had cut it and that I hadn't been dyeing it. It is pretty much all natural now. I've been letting the gray, white, silver fox lady kind of go do its own thing. I cut off a lot of it and I did it myself to get the dead ends and the split ends and all the whatever old dye that was left in my hair. And it's still so hot and humid here that it's ridiculous. So I should have cut it at the beginning of the summer. But yeah, I just I don't know, it feels a lot better now. And it'll grow over the next few months. It'll start growing and it is actually longer than it looks. So that was one of the personal questions someone had asked. I don't think I had any other personal questions. I do use I kind of use the curly girl method. And I think that's all for the hair stuff. Let me look. I think I covered all the questions. Unless I think they have had some questions on Patreon, but those I will do in a separate video. So I'm going to let a little bit of the lag. If anybody's got any questions, I have quite a few of you watching, so that's cool. I can't believe it's October. So one of the things that someone asked me on Facebook is, am I participating in NaNoWriMo in November? And I am. And so I'm going to be doing Preptober in October. I'm also going to be doing Inktober. I don't know that I'll be doing Inktober every single day. I'll be doing Inktober when I like the prompts, and depending on how Preptober's going, I'm trying to work all of the things in so that I can do both of the things I love, which are writing and art and journaling. And writing has kind of been to the wayside a little bit, so writing is going to be a priority, and I'll be working on Preptober, and I will be participating in NaNoWriMo. I need to go to the NaNoWriMo website because they've redone things and I guess add buddies again, or I'm not quite sure. I need to go and see what's going on with the new website and find out what I need to do. And I'm still working on the Witch Business novel. So it's a series and I'm still working on that series. So October's going to be a busy month. It's also my daughter's birthday month, and we've got a family visit thing at David's daughter's college that we have to go to in October. So I'm excited, and I can't wait for the weather to cool off some. Y'all, it has been, I haven't written the weather down for today, but yesterday was 93, Wednesday was up to 94, Tuesday was 91, if that gives y'all any idea Fahrenheit of how hot it has been here, and humid. So sorry for the shadow, that's my mic, and you won't be able to hear me if it's not close enough to my face. So this journal has been going really well. It's actually, I've been loving it, and last week I got so much done. It was so much fun because I didn't have to-do lists on here that I actually got quite a bit of art and all kinds of good stuff done. So I'm pretty excited because I feel much better. I feel like I'm back into the swing of things, and when I'm not journaling, not really very much at all, when I'm not being very creative, you know, there's something going on. And when I start fighting to be creative, that's how you know that I'm kind of trying really hard to get into the swing of things. And that's how it's been the last few months, is I've been going through a lot. There's been a lot going on, and now I'm like, oh yes, I feel so much better. I'm journaling, I'm wanting to journal, I'm creating art, I'm having fun. I kind of needed some me time, and like to take a little bit of a sabbatical. I've been trying back and forth to get back into the swing of things, doing videos here and there, at least trying once a week or so. But it feels good to be back. Now, I'm going to do the video about how I plan, but because I'm changing things up based on how I plan and what has been working for me and the bullet journal method, I'm actually going to do that video next week. I'm going to be filming it this weekend because of October's setup, so I've got a lot of things going on, so I'm probably going to do a part 1 and a part 2 for that video. The not monetized version will go up on Patreon, and the monetized version will be up on YouTube. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Has anybody else got any questions? Can y'all still hear me? Is everything okay? Yeah, that was yesterday. I need to finish that. I'm actually excited about watercoloring that. Started walking and doing stuff the week before, but I was not at home. Now I'm at home, so I'm like really... I got 19 people. So is there anybody else that's doing Inktober? Anybody else that's doing Preptober for NaNoWriMo? Anybody else still not decided what they're doing for 2020 as far as journals and planners go? I'm seeing so many videos for like Hobonichi stuff and for all different kinds of things. And I just, I don't know, y'all. I haven't really made up my mind. Okay, it still says excellent condition, but nobody's talking. You love ink toner, but you watercolor it. Inktober. Yeah, I love Inktober too. I watercolor. I want to do some more work with ballpoint pen this year. I've got a really good ballpoint pen and some of the big crystals, you know. But I love watercolor. I love watercolor. So I thought what I do is the same thing I do. I did one year I did use some ink for Inktober, like colored inks, but I thought this I'm still gonna do what I always do, which is ink and watercolor. Okay, your big plans to do both, but you'll probably spend your time planning and then use Inktober in the mornings to draw a map. You're planning on trying Inktober this year. Some people will tell you different things. You can use the prompts, or you can just use some of the prompts. Some people feel like if you don't use the prompts, or you don't do it every single day, you know, then you're like losing. But I don't think so. I think it's kind of like NaNoWriMo or anything else that you do. If it helps you be more artistic, if it helps you create every day, even if it's filling in something that you did yesterday and you didn't get it finished. If you let's say you only do half of the prompts, but you have created art, you have done something with ink and watercolor or ink or whatever every single day, I don't think you've lost just because you didn't do every single prompt. I'm not going to beat myself up. The years before, I kind of beat myself up because I wasn't doing the prompts. I was behind, but I'm not doing that this year. Whatever prompts I like, I'll do, and if it takes me 2 or 3 days to do one of the prompts, then great. If I get a prompt done every single day, you know, then great. I think I'm the winner if I attempt and I do, and I get better for it. It's the same with NaNoWriMo. If I make 50,000 words, then great. But if I don't make 50,000 words, but I do write every single day, I'm still a winner in my eyes. I mean, I don't, you know. It is supposed to be fun. No losing, exactly. So this year I decided I'm not beating myself up. I'm going to print the prompts. I'll do the ones I like. I may even do some of the ones that just kind of if I have time, if I've gotten the one that I like done. And maybe that, you know, I don't know. Some people might think that's cheating. But with any of the prompts, I used to do prompts, every single prompt, and I would do them every day, and then I put all this immense pressure on myself, and then it's not any fun. So some of the things, maybe even if I don't like them, if it will help me get better at drawing, then maybe I'll do it. I may, you know, whatever, just like in school, art was graded on participation, not exhibit. Yes, exactly. So I think, you know, I don't know. I mean, maybe for some people, my idea of it is completely wrong, but for myself, it's completely right, because I'm not putting all this immense pressure on myself, beating myself up over something that to me really should be fun, and it's about having fun and participating and enjoying myself and getting better at creating, you know, whether it's art for Inktober or, you know, doing my outline for Preptober or whatever. Hello. So that's one of the things, you know, I think, I don't know, I kind of, maybe I'm backwards. But I haven't looked, I did glance and see that the prompts were out. I think the first one was like ring or rain or something. So I need to print out the prompts for Inktober, and get the rest of my October set up. That's one of the things I'm going to be working on this weekend. So I'm ready, and I'm excited. I need to figure out what I'm doing for prep for October for prepping. I need to work on some character sketches. Jessica, I'm actually doing Inktober. So I have this. And this is one of the things that I decided I was going to do as I felt like. So I'll date it, and I've got to get some more red ink because I'm really liking the red ink. It's not waterproof though. So I do the ink after. So this is one of the things that where I just kind of, when I find something, like if it's something from my day, then I do it. But it could be something from a prompt. I've got to fill the pen because I've got to get some more ink. So I think I'm going to do it in this. This is Astrology. I have a blank sketchbook, and I have a sketchbook that I started. I could do it in the sketchbook. But because I'm going to be practicing with ballpoint pen, and I'm just going to be doing some watercolor, I think that, you know, this is fine for what I'm doing. It's just Astrology. It's a B6, and that paper is very reminiscent of Tomaway River paper. So you don't do it because you take on too much pressure to do it. You know, that's one of the things I almost thought about not doing Inktober this year for that very reason, because there is a lot of pressure for, you know, and this, people want you to do a video every day, people want you, or once a week, and you show. I'm going to be doing some. I'm probably, you know, I don't know how I'm going to do the video stuff for it. It may just be updated in my kind of with a journal with me or a flip or something. I don't know that I'm going to be doing videos every day for anything. I probably could do videos like during the week. But the weekend is the only time, Saturday and Sunday is the only time my husband has off, and we end up doing a lot of house stuff over the weekend, and we try to spend time with the family, with the grandkids, with the parents. You know, our parents are older, and so I won't be doing videos on the weekends, on Saturday or Sunday. So that's, I might be able to, I don't know. I started YouTube doing NaNoWriMo videos, and I used to do them every day. So if I do in November do videos every day, or maybe for October, I've thought about it. Like they would be really short, maybe. Because it is easier to do live videos. Like Monday through Friday, it would probably be easier to do live videos where you see what I'm doing and I'm kind of just journaling and they last for, I don't, you know, whatever, then it would be, that might be easier to do, for YouTube. You know, it would, instead of like, I don't know, Vlogtober. Maybe I'll do Vlogtober. But it won't be on the weekends. I would have to do videos Monday through Friday. I do some Patreon stuff on the weekends, like on Saturdays while my husband's sleeping because he works night shift. So Saturday during the day, I usually get some stuff done. But other than that, I don't normally do a lot of stuff on the weekends unless he's got to work or out of town or, you know, something like that. Family time is more important than YouTube, yes. And me time and sabbatical time and time away to help you get over depression and anxiety and stuff like that. Sometimes that is necessary. I've been doing Patreon and YouTube for a good many years now. Still not as good as I would like to be at it. And I'm not as consistent with YouTube. I haven't been. But it's getting better and easier. But I had a lot of family stuff going on the last couple of years, which is why I haven't been doing videos on YouTube as much, because of all the family stuff. Between my dad dying and taking care of my mom and different things like that. And then my daughter had a baby in August. Um, but kind of get back into the swing of things. And I realized as I was fighting to get back into the swing of things with everything that had been going on, I was burnt out. And the more that I fought and the more that I put all this pressure on myself to get back into the swing of things and to get my groove back, the more anxious I got over it, the more overwhelmed I felt, the more bogged down and burnt out and tired. And I just, if when it feels like the last thing in the world you want to do is make a video, when it is not fun, when being creative feels so completely forced, that's when you know you're really burnt out. Because I love being creative. I love making videos. I especially love like the chats and, you know, this kind of stuff. It would be really easy to do this and to just do some journaling and watercoloring, especially when they're live and you don't have to edit. But YouTube it felt like YouTube, it did not feel fun, and YouTube itself has been making so many changes and so much stuff, and I keep looking at my notifications and at people I'm subscribed to, and I think it's time for me to get rid of some of the people I'm subscribed to, because some of them aren't even making videos anymore. I never see the good stuff I used to see, and now it seems like it's all a rush and to sell shit, to hustle, to and it is time consuming to make videos. But if the only reason you're doing it is to make money, then I don't know. And I don't make enough money on YouTube to it takes me months to get enough money on YouTube to even get a little check from YouTube. So I'm not doing it for like the money. I mean, so for me, it's all about doing it because I want to do it and because I want to share and because it's important to me that people don't feel so alone. And one of the things I realized over these last few months, I keep looking at my subscription notifications and, you know, the different people watching videos. And I'm just like, either I'm not getting the videos from the people I'm subscribed to, or the people that I am subscribed to lately, all I'm seeing, you know, I do get some decent videos. But it's been feeling like this perfectionism, and stuff like that. Hey, it's so many people are so hooked on having their perfect picture up on YouTube, and their perfect pictures up on Instagram, and the perfect pages and the perfect this on the YouTube videos and stuff like that, that it doesn't feel fun. It feels forced and it feels fake, and I was burnt out. You know, as somebody whose husband is a musician, and you know, you get up on stage and you have to, you know, that's one of David's issues back. He loved playing music, and he still loves playing music. He did not like, you get burnt out being in a bar. For me, I did. I was working there. Corporate trying to kiss the ass of advertisers and sponsors. I agree exactly. You have seen your notifications drive too. Yes. So one of the things that I noticed, we both noticed as far as being creative goes, is that when you are letting your creativity naturally happen. Hey Titus, he loved you more. He misses you. He plays for himself. A lot of people thought that, you know, like for him, for my husband, he feels like creativity, like when he wants to play, he wants to play when he wants to play. And he likes to learn different songs and different things like that. And a lot of times when you're an artist too, whether you're writing, people want you to do what they want you to do. People want you to play what they want you to play. And maybe you didn't even like that kind of music. Or people want you to draw something they want you to draw. And maybe that's like way out of your range. You know, I've had people ask me to draw family members, friends, to draw certain things. And I'm like, I wouldn't even know where to begin to draw that. My mom asked me to draw something, and I was like, you might want to ask Maria, my daughter, because, you know, Maria could do that. I can't do that. I'm not, she is really good at drawing faces and stuff. And my husband thinks I can draw anything that I put my mind to, and I'm like, he asked me the same. I'm like, I can't draw that. Maybe later when I feel more confident, you know. But the fact that they feel that they have that kind of belief in me makes me feel good. But you know, I don't know. I feel like between Instagram and YouTube, and some of the other stuff, but mostly in Facebook, people have gotten so caught up in things looking perfect and having these perfectly edited videos, that and perfect pages in their bullet journals. I use my bullet journal. I don't have two separate bullet journals, one that is the perfect looking one, or where all I do is film the setup. You're going to get a sneak peek. Is film the setup, show you my setup, and then the next month show you a new setup. And then, or the next week, show you my weekly setup. You know, where you're not really doing the work in your bullet journal. You know, my pages, we're talking messy. I mean, you can see, you know, messy. This is my real journal. Aesthetic. Yes, yes. And some of my pages are aesthetically pleasing. But I want them to appeal. I mean, when I go looking through my journal, I want to go, ooh, I like that page. Oh, I did a good job on that page. When I look at some of the other pages, and I'm like, I don't know what I don't know, I really like that. And I said myself, I did these little Dutch doors. They did not work at all. You know, didn't work at all. You know, but I liked this, and I liked this. I was tempted to just cut this out. You know, some pages more than others. You know, some things look really good. Some things, not so much. You know? The mess is where the fun's at, though. Exactly. So, blank pages. I don't even know why I have blank pages. Not hype. Yeah. So, like this. What the hell happened here? I know I either was in pain, or I was sick, or I was not feeling good. And this is the notes where I have for the how to plan. This is where I've been trying to figure out to Hobonichi or not to Hobonichi. That's the question. You know? Blank page again. You know, blank pages tell me that life got in the way. Something in my life got in the way. You know, this is like a pocket that I made, and it's just got a bunch of stuff in it. Like the new lava lamp, I had to get the lava lamp. Mine broke, and I've got to get a new one. Art toolkit. This was the last Ipsy thing I got because I canceled it. I really liked this, so I have just a few things in here. David Stotter's little school card thing. Some things I need to put up or tuck away. You can't edit your past. It's what it is. Press on. Yeah. So, like, you know, I meant to watercolor and journal. And as you can tell, I actually did do the pizza thing here. David and I have fallen in love with Marco's Pizza. They have this garlic crust, and if you go pick it up, it's not too expensive. But I have Pizza Hut. I also have the Marco's thing, and I was going to put the Marco's thing right here. I've got to find it. Put it right here, and I was going to put verses, and then I was going to write, you know, but I hadn't gotten around to it yet. More blank pages. So I watched this show on Hulu from the Sci-Fi Channel called Baal the Storm God. And it made me laugh. And so I drew that. David and I watched Zombie Tidal Wave and cracked up laughing. It was hilarious. That's why you see this laughing thing. And I really liked that card that came from the sticker thing, from the one thing, and it says, hand over your fairy cakes. I got a new keyboard, smaller one, so it doesn't take up so much room on my desk. David brought me Starbucks, and David and I watched Aquaman. And the baby. She was 3 days old in that little picture. And there she is. There's Mr. Victor at the park. The day before the baby was born, I believe. Or the day after. He was out. His aunt took him to the park. Maria was in the hospital. So, you know, I like, and there she is. So one of the things that I've realized is that I like having my life in the journal, doing it. But I never have liked, and I figured out this whole journal, I've been doing it, figuring out how to get the to-dos in there. But I don't like the to-dos on my daily journal pages. So for starting in October, because it is the start to the last quarter of the year, I will be doing my bullet journal in a different journal, and this is going to stay just my journal. Because there's so much of my life in this journal that this one is staying. That's why it's in a different cover. So, yeah. But this is where Inktober's going to go. Because this I do this for fun. I don't do it every single day. I just do it when the mood strikes me. When we were in Georgetown last week, we saw this baby possum, and I thought about drawing like a possum. There was a whole little family of possums out there, but the baby possum was absolutely adorable. And I was thinking about drawing like a cartoon kind of version of a possum, a baby possum. I like just doing whatever, and I think this would be good for Inktober because I can kind of do like my red ink that I love so much, and then but I will, you know, you're doing Junktober. What's Junktober? Junk journal. So that's why I said this is, you know, astrology. So I like the idea of doing that. I could do Inktober in my Hobonichi since it has the big daily pages and it's an A5. I could do that. Let me go to here. Okay. Yeah, junk journal. What is Inktober? This guy who is an illustrator, an artist, wanted to get into doing more ink drawings and stuff like that, more sketching, and there's a prompt list that comes with it every year. I don't know what year he did it. I can't even think of his name right now, and I know his name. I'm subscribed to his YouTube channel, but he has a video that tells you what Inktober is, tells you all about Inktober and what you can do. Some people say you can only use ink. Some people, some people do whatever. I'm not a follow the rules kind of person. So, as you can tell, I like to kind of, make it work for me. I'm all about adapting and, making it work for me. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing ink and watercolor. Junk journaling is awesome and can get very expensive, laugh out loud. That's why you hoard. I am not real big into. I tried a junk journal. Maybe it's because I made it. Um, Lee Ann from Creatively Free to Be Me has this witchy junk journal thing, and I would love that, or I would love one done with the theme of astrology and thanks Jen, astrology, the moon, stars, planets, tarot cards, books like Stephen King or Edgar Allan Poe, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, anything that's fantasy. Like, I love that kind of stuff, like The Wizard of Oz, um, anything fairy and tarot and the moon and planets and and tarot. Love all that stuff. I would like that, a junk journal, but they are really expensive, and I don't have that kind of stuff, and I don't have as much as I would like. But I don't think I'd mind having one. I think it might be cool to have one for me like that, and then to have like maybe an A6 or a B6, based on like children's stuff, to make junk journals for my grandkids. That might be cool. I don't know. I like the idea, but I think I can't afford to buy a junk journal right now. I'm on a no spend, not because I want to be, but because we've got vehicles and house stuff that we have to do right now. And so whatever, I'm not spending any money that isn't absolutely necessary. And then hopefully by the end of November, I will be able to do whatever it is I'm going to be able to do for the new year for planning and journaling. I may not be starting new journals in January. If the journals that I have aren't full, I may just continue. I would like to get the Hobonichi Cousin, but that would probably be the only Hobonichi that I get, and I want that damn red pen. I don't care about the cards, but I want the red pen and the A5 Hobonichi Cousin. David and I, after we get some of this stuff done with the vehicles, I'm hoping that come tax time, I'll be able to get me a MacBook Air or Pro or something. You heard that smart thinking. Stupid responsibilities ruining the fun. Yeah, adulting, man, adulting. And I'm a grandparent, so the grandkids and stuff like that come first. We've got vehicles. We're going to sell one of the vehicles, but we can't sell it right yet. Because if I sell it, then I have no way. We have no way to take the trash until we get my dad's truck running. So, but we need to sell it so we can use the money from it to fix my dad's truck. It's a catch-22. You know, adulting is rough, and I'm trying to get like I did a thing on Facebook. It's one of those things where if people wanted to donate. I also shared it in my journey with Burgess. I am, by October 5th, trying to get like a little memorial plaque and a bench for my mom. Now the bench is about $100, and the memorial plaque is anywhere from like about $100 to $300, depending on what we get on there. They have the rock where you can just do the thing, and then they have the flat plaque. If I don't get up enough money from relatives and from whatever, then I'm probably just gonna get my mom the bench for now, and then maybe at Christmas see about getting her the memorial plaque, because we spread my dad's ashes in a certain area in the yard where they live, and I wanted to get some kind of something for my mom, because this is the 2-year this is the 2-year anniversary, October 5th, of my dad's death. So I wanted to do something for my mom, because that first year it was all about taking care of my mom, because my mom spent 2 weeks in the hospital, and then she ended up in the hospital again for like 4 or 5 days this year, quite a few months ago. So that first year though was probate court and all of that, and my mom was going to physical therapy, and my mom, or whatever that's called, rehabilitative physical therapy or something. Just a lot of different things. So now that things have kind of settled down some, I think that would be a really nice thing to do for my mom. I would just buy it outright if I had the money, and so maybe that's what I think we're probably, once we get some of this stuff done and things a little bit caught up and better. Sometimes Tink gets an open spot at the sip and paint on base. Do you want it for me to? Yeah. Let me know. But I feel like we're in a good place. Like, one of the things I have been doing for October's prep, I have this really old MacBook. It's a iBook G4 by Apple, and it won't update. Not really. The OS is too old. There was a guy on YouTube who reformatted it. He added more memory and speed and all this stuff to it. So it could be fixed up some, but I like the little square. It's thicker than the new laptops, and how you type on it's really great. So I have Scrivener on it, and I can use my thumb drive, and I write on it because there is no internet connection when I use it. I don't sign on to the internet when I'm using it. I just write with it, and that helps with all the interruptions and distractions and things like that. And David said, well, that's cool because you could use your phone if you needed to get on the internet. Like, I could take that little thing and go to Starbucks, or I could go in the backyard or whatever, and I could get some writing done and not be interrupted by all the notifications and distractions that come with the internet. So that's one of the other things. I'm really excited because in November, that's what I'm going to be using to write my novel on, so that I don't have to worry about internet distractions or anything. One of the other things that has been really good, it's been thanks to David's dad, we found this really good mechanic, and he doesn't overcharge, and he's really honest. He doesn't charge you for looking at it and telling you what's wrong with it. So as soon as we can get my dad's truck actually running again, because we think it's the modular something for the fuel pump, we don't want to have it towed there. That's just extra expense that we could put towards getting it fixed. So, but he will give us an honest estimate of what is wrong with my dad's truck. And then that way, once we know what it is and about how long it'll take to fix, then we'll know, and we can put David's little truck up for sale. So I'm excited because he's ready he's actually ready to be driving my dad's truck. I think he's only going to drive it it is, exactly. He's only going to be driving that a couple of days a week to work, because it's an 8-cylinder. But he's ready to have it fixed. And then once we get that done, hopefully, like I said, tax money, I'll be getting a new to me MacBook Air or Pro, and then we also want to get the AC fixed in the SUV, and that's it. We've been working on things in the house and working on vehicles. You know, when you get these little things accomplished, like around your house or with the vehicles and stuff like that, it makes you feel really good. And I've been we did our flooring in our kitchen and our small bathroom. And we've got part of the flooring. We got to get some more of it so we can do the dining room and the hallway. And then the next step are these bedrooms. And we're going to do one bedroom at a time. I think we're going to start with the purple room because we need to clean some of that stuff out. And we're going to start with that one. And I don't know, Dave and I were thinking about doing the Pergo kind of flooring, the little puzzle lock thing that looks like hardwood floor but isn't hardwood floor. It's less expensive because we can do that ourselves. We'll watch YouTube videos, figure out how to do it. But we've gotten really into the DIY thing. I planted a garden and it produced the best tasting cucumbers ever. And my tomatoes would never get red and they were too hard. So those little hybrid tomatoes weren't, they didn't really cut it. But the cucumbers and the banana peppers, delicious. And then I'm thinking, there's also, what else did we, I never did get any squash. I still haven't, I got big yellow flowers, but I still have not, my garden still has not produced any squash. But I did get some damn tasty cucumbers. So I've been on here for about an hour. Anybody got any other questions? Otherwise, I'm going to go. I need to finish some dishes from dinner. Those were soaking. I made homemade garlic potatoes with bell peppers and onions and garlic, cut up cubed. They were so good. And I did raspberry pork chops. I used raspberry vinaigrette and sauteed my pork chops. So we ate dinner and now I got to finish cleaning up the kitchen and I need to get some journaling done, some watercolor, and I'm going to take a break. I have some TV shows that come on. Well, thank you. Alright, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for being here. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye, y'all.